I know, you've been waiting for this. Join me, Daniel Rene, as we sit down and spill the secrets behind your favorite scents. Why do we all chase that perfect scent? What makes one fragrance timeless and another instantly forgettable? This is the Café Lattafa podcast. We'll speak to the creators, the chemists, the culture shapers to uncover the how, the why, and the what were they thinking behind every blend. This is more than perfume, it's power, it's personality, it's the unsaid that speaks first and lingers long after you've left the room. Fragrance isn't just what you wear, it's how the world remembers you. Born in the heart of the Emirates, but created for the entire world, this is Café Lattafa. Class is in session. You're going to want to tune in for this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel Rene, and welcome to another episode of Café Lattafa. But this episode is very, very, very special to my heart, very close to my heart. I had to fight for this episode to happen. God knows that that's not a lie. So this is good. Let's just consider it the unofficial influencer episode, because I am joined by three of my sisters in the social media game, in life. I am joined by Fragrance Fairy, Shama.
Yeah.
I'm joined by the none other than the one and only Boss of Cosmetics, Aaliyah Arnold. And my sister from another mister, Brianna, Pursuit of Perfume. Yay! I'm so glad you guys are here.
Finally,
Don't hit the mic, Shama.
Sorry, you know me.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Stop it.
People are gonna think you're unprofessional.
I know.
What's gonna be done?
It's starting, you guys.
You know, I specifically asked to have you ladies with me to have a lot of conversations that I feel like we have anyway, right? In the space of the influencer side of life, of the creator of perfume, obsessed humans, and then, you know, business owners, and we have dreams of our own to have our own businesses. Hopefully one day we'll become like bossed up in our own.
You know,
Let's
I mean,
not.
keep it
You
standard.
know, don't get. I see you blushing, girl. I see you blushing.
My blood.
So I think let's just crack the ice. What fragrance, or where were you, or how many years ago, each of you individually, when Latafa first came to your life? How did that come about?
Mine had to be like a little bit when I met you, honestly.
Stop.
I know, right? Feels like I met you like 10,000 years ago. But
I
no,
know.
it's only been like 2 years?
A year and a half.
Shut up,
like that.
Danny, really?
I know. It feels like, well, this is the thing, right? I feel like a lot of relationships, not only within the influencer, you know, side of things, but even influencer with brands. I feel like I've known Mr. Lattafa for my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We bonded in such a cool way, right? As friends, as brothers, that I literally don't remember a time where I didn't have that friendship in my life.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
how I
same
feel.
goes for
Yeah.
the group of us here as well, and the rest of our family, you know.
For sure.
So Latafa, when did Latafa first come into your life? You're saying within a year and a half.
Yeah,
something
when
like
I
that.
met you.
And you?
2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
specific.
2 years
within
ago.
the past 2 years for sure.
Oh.
And
What
I think I was
fragrance?
kind of collecting Latafa fragrances without even realizing.
Yeah.
I have this huge collection of Latafa fragrances.
Oh, that's cool. What was the first Latafa fragrance that you collected, or that you guys like smelled or got your nose on?
Yeah, definitely Haya for me.
Mine is higher as well.
Stop, are you kidding me?
Mine's
Girl.
higher too.
We got good
Wow.
taste.
Yes.
Yeah,
Stop.
Haya, I really fell in love with it. Blood orange, tangerine, strawberry, bubbly, sweet, sparkly.
Not to mention
Kind of
the
like my
packaging.
personality.
Very, yes, yes.
Some might say.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Others might disagree.
Oh,
No, I agree with that. I agree.
Yeah.
So Haya, and then you said Angum.
Angum.
And when
I love me some Angum, girl.
we know, girl, we know.
Yeah.
Down like
know.
5 bottles.
You just gotta. We have breakfast, we have lunch, we have
Yes.
dinners, we travel. And
Yes.
she's Angum
Always have Angum.
obsessed.
Always.
Even in layering combos, she finds a way to put Angum in there.
Always in there, girl.
Oh.
It layers with everything, let's be
It
honest.
does.
Like,
It does.
The
though.
vanilla
Yeah.
and
It's
the
insane.
lavender.
The
yeah,
lavender, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
It's a great.
100%. Where did that obsession lead you guys? Like, did you fall in love with Haya or Angum, and then all of a sudden realize, wait, I have a lot of Latafas? Or was it just another brand in the list of brands that you collected or whatever?
It was like a, Arab fragrances are amazing. Let's buy more. And then the collection started, you know what I mean? Especially for the packaging and how beautiful the box was. You know, it opens like all pretty and everything with the bottle. I was like, okay, let's try more. And the packaging kept getting better and better and better. So yeah, there we go.
I think for me, like I turned around one day and when I realized I had so many Lattafa fragrances, you know, I came to the realization that they really were kind of setting the tone for Middle Eastern fragrances. Yeah.
Interesting.
Latafa was one of the first Arabic fragrances that I've ever tried. It's so amazing. The longevity really did get me on how long they last. And it really did open my eyes about what was available in the world.
Well, I think what's interesting is that, so all three of you just mentioned really good, important parts. One, the packaging, right? I'm a packaging fanatic. I mean, if you know anything about me and my content, it is 100% as important to me for the outside to be just as, you know, focused on and enough attention to be given to the outside, the packaging, the box, the presentation. The top of a fragrance cannot be flimsy plastic in my book. I'm
It's
sorry.
gotta be a paperweight.
And just right, it's got to be a freaking paperweight. It needs to have some weight to it, and just as much attention in Lattafa fragrances from day one. What really first came into my life was Camra Kahawa, was really what I was interested in, but I couldn't get it because it was sold out everywhere. And I settled for Camra, and it was beautiful, but I was waiting for literally waiting for Kahawa to get restocked in the States, and then we finally got it, and then my life was never the same. There's something about that fragrance that will always I will always have that fragrance on deck, no matter what, no matter where I'm at in the world. I always have that bottle with me.
Yeah.
It's a masterpiece.
And whenever I see the cameras, I think of you. Yeah. You're King Camera.
King Camera. I love that.
Crazy.
King K.
Were all of you always aware? I think I know the answer for you specifically because you are a brand owner within the beauty space. I think as human beings, we all love fragrance. Everybody wears fragrance, I mean, for the most part. But did you always set out to be a fragrance creator?
No, definitely not.
No, yeah.
I think my friends and my family always saw that I could, you know, be an influencer of some sorts. But I never was a lover of social media, believe it or not.
I wasn't either.
I wasn't.
I got a
Really?
social media. I wasn't. Christine was the one who I used to take my photos for the gram and I would send them
The
to
gram?
her for her to upload because I had no idea how to upload a photo.
Shut up.
Stop.
Until 2020.
That's hilarious.
What?
What?
Daniel.
Daniel Rene.
That is a fact. That is a fact. I didn't
That's
even know how
5
to
years
upload it.
ago.
Literally.
And now you edit like. it's
Well,
nobody's
because I was a
business.
music video editor. So I know how to edit on the phone, on the computer, on an iPad. I know how to edit like that.
Got you.
Yeah.
But because it comes from my music career, not because of social media, I didn't want to be on social media. It was like another language that I did not have time to learn.
Yeah.
I ask that question because I feel like so many fragrance creators, content creators, have kind of found themselves falling into the fragrance community.
Yep.
Yeah.
When we didn't really set out to do that.
For sure.
And because of the fragrance community, the fragrance world on social media having boomed the way that it has in the last 4 to 5 years.
yeah.
Not even like the last year.
I feel like in the last year it's
Especially-
gone
Like,
crazy.
it's gone
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
And I feel like with brands
Lots of opportunity too.
with brands wanting to, I love that you said Latafa being Latafa. I have always said it. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. Latafa is the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Facts.
For sure.
Designer, niche, other Arabic brands, no disrespect, guys, but Latafa does not sleep.
I was just
don't
about to
sleep.
say that. Let's talk
Can we
about
clock
never
our tea?
sleeps.
Okay?
Let's clock that tea.
Clock it, mama.
Clock it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
and here's the other one, right? And tell me if I'm wrong. Not only do they not sleep and are they constantly launching fragrances, but each collection, each fragrance is its own world.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
well
Absolutely.
thought out.
Yeah.
Packaging is on point.
The packaging.
The DNAs are, stunning.
Each era.
And whether or not they came from a place of some familiarity, right? Is that the word? Familiarity?
It's a word now,
about
mama.
that.
Yeah, it
Some
sounds
familiar
right.
place.
There it is.
I'm Cuban. Sometimes my English is not very good looking.
Okay, Celia.
Okay, Celia? I feel like Latafa always elevates something that we may be familiar with, but then gives it to us longer lasting.
Yes,
Absolutely.
longer lasting.
I
longer lasting.
feel like
Yeah.
in a world of
Yep.
so many fragrance houses giving us such beautiful DNAs, but they don't last,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is such a common problem.
it is.
What do you feel as an influencer, right? Because I'm
Okay.
sure you guys get that question often.
Oh, it's the
But
most
does
common
it
question.
last? Right?
What is the longevity?
What's the longevity?
How many
Yeah.
hours?
How do you guys handle these questions about Lattafa or any fragrance? You know, nothing in specific. Just how do you guys handle the questions about longevity, for example?
I think at the end of the day, we all know to some degree, right? It's our skin pH.
Yeah.
Right? It's our routine with our skin. Are we exfoliating? Are we moisturized?
Where do you live?
Are you
What's the
showering?
climate?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was about to say that. Which is why I can't wait until Latafa starts giving us shower gels.
Okay,
Stop.
Latafa.
Body
Stop.
care.
Body care by Latafa.
We're waiting.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
Clock it.
Actually, but I don't know when this episode will air, but I already know that the shower gels are on their way. I think it really does boil down to that. And also, I
Routine is
asked the
important,
question about
yeah.
how to deal with the common questions, right? Or,
Yeah.
or what is the best vanilla?
Oh my gosh.
If I get asked that question one more time, like, girl, not every vanilla is the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that's the
clean
first
vanilla.
thing,
You
yeah.
have Nebras
Musky
that has
vanilla.
a lot
Yeah,
of vanilla.
yeah.
Then you have
Yeah.
Nebras Elixir that obviously has some vanilla, but mainly lactonic, right? But then we can go into,
Angam, which is like
hello.
Victoria.
Victoria.
Which is like a lemon pound cake type of vanilla.
Yes.
But then we can go over to, obviously, the Give Me Gourmands.
You know
which
what I mean.
is either chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry.
Vanilla free.
Natural strawberry.
Natural.
Would you guys say that people confuse, this is a big one, price tag with quality?
Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
High price doesn't mean high quality.
Oh, I'm
Exactly.
sorry, could you repeat that one more time?
High price. Hold on. Are you looking at me? High price doesn't mean high quality.
Oh,
Nope.
Clock.
Clock that.
Clock it.
Clock
it.
that.
The reason why I asked that question is because there's such a confusion. I feel like on social media, there's this really damaging, and I'm choosing my words wisely, guys. There's a really damaging narrative being pushed on social media
Yeah.
from niche, designer, and then for some reason, Arabic is in
Yeah.
its own category.
Yeah.
Which, if you're looking at it from a certain perspective, it should be in its own category.
Right.
At the top of all categories.
True.
But I digress. There really isn't anyone actually talking about the fact that all Arabic brands, Lattafa included, are niche.
Yes.
Let's begin there. Just because they make a lot of bottles does not mean that they're not niche. They're still a form of niche.
Absolutely.
They're just very, very, very successful.
Very successful.
And they have found a way to work with Givaudan, IFF. So, I mean, this is where all brands get their juices, at least brands that have invested the time and the money to hire the perfumers and hire the geniuses that are behind the niche and designer fragrances that are the household names. Well, why do you think Lattafa has become Lattafa? They didn't cut corners.
Yeah.
No, they went straight to the source. They went to Givaudan. They went to IFF. They go to the place where we get the highest of quality of ingredients and formulas so that then, I don't know how, I'm yet to get an answer from Mr. Lattafa,
I don't think anybody knows.
right? I don't think he'll ever give it to us,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm one day.
You digress.
One day, I digress again.
Mr. Latafa must have his secrets.
And he does, and you know what? I respect what Lattafa has done for the industry of fragrance, more so than giving us the beautiful packaging and keeping us guessing, and all the fragrances just being this beautiful
Yeah.
longevity on my
Yeah.
skin, but that the quality, right? I mean, we've been through this before, right? That fragrance right there is one of the first to have a natural strawberry.
Yeah.
I am having this
gorgeous.
conversation once and for all. It is one of the first to have a natural strawberry. They're laughing behind the camera, by the way.
Oh, we know.
I just want to say, just because something's inexpensive does not make it lesser quality. I agree. And I could not be more personally grateful that we are all a part of this process, watching this happen, and that it may be just a grain of salt, right? We're all just one little grain of salt.
Just a little bit.
In the mix of being a part of everything growing to its degree that it's grown to. It's astonishing to me.
I love it.
If there was a dream fragrance, I'm kind of putting Lattafa on the spot here. If there was a dream fragrance that each of you like wishes Lattafa would make, or something that maybe you hope comes next, what would that be for you?
Like already made?
No, like something in
oh,
your mind, like
Hold on, let me get ready.
because
Like, let me process
Oh, I
quickly.
know,
I'm
Mama.
processing.
right? Well, because they've given us some of the best citruses in the world.
Oh yeah.
Give me gourmand line. Let's not even go there.
Don't even.
Right? Boozy fragrances. I mean,
Hello, Fire on Ice.
Fire on Ice
Petra.
is one of my. Oh my God, Petra.
Petra.
Don't even get me started on Petra.
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 Petra's.
Petra.
She knows she that girl.
Oh
She
my
that
God.
girl.
She's the center of attention.
She is.
Petra is a vibe.
Love her.
They've given us the tropical. They've given us the mango. They've given us so many fragrances. Where would you, if you had like, if you could, wave a magic wand, what would you make next?
Well, we know I grew up in Nicaragua, so I love tropical. Yes, they do have a lot of tropical fragrances, but I would love to see them play around with notes that other people aren't using, like tamarind. I love me some tamarindo. Ya tú sabes.
Love it.
So playing around with notes that we don't see often.
Yeah. Going
That's
into
what I
like
would like to
culture.
see. Yes.
Wait,
That's a whole nother
can you
market.
pronounce it again?
Tamarindo.
Tamarindo.
Oh, because
Wait,
there's something
in-
about this
no.
woman that none of you understand. She speaks perfect Spanish.
Yeah.
In South Africa, it's tamarain.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's cute.
Tamarain.
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 Yeah, tamarain.
Tamarindo.
That's why I was like, what?
Tamarindo,
That
mama.
is a
Tamarindo.
fragrance.
Tamarindo.
What about you?
There's a lot. I go into culture. I love to like something like horchata, a milky cinnamon.
Oh my God.
But I'm gonna go from the cinnamon. I'm gonna say, I've always wanted a
Wait
good.
a second. What if
Light bulb.
Givaudan and Lattafa, we're gonna need a Nebras 3.
Wait, hold on. I'm
Yes.
going to it. Horchata, right?
Yes.
Milky, cinnamon, whatever. Cinnamon roll. I want a cinnamon roll, like an
Cinnabon?
authentic cinnabon
Cinnabon.
with the cream cheese frosting dunked in milk.
I just
Girl.
Are the pecans
behind the
involved in
camera,
this?
they're like,
Yeah.
Inspired
Take
by.
note.
That's a next level gourmand.
Yeah, and call her
Right.
the boss.
Yeah.
The boss.
Thank you.
and what about you, Miss Thing?
Fragrance that I really would like. I feel like a lot of brands are going into the peaches right now, and I feel like they all low-key smell the same. So what I would like is a peaches and cream.
Like a real peaches
Like
and
a
cream.
real
Peaches and
peaches and
cream.
cream.
Peaches and cream.
Yes.
know what it is?
Yeah. That's what we want.
She said
That's what we want. Okay.
So peaches and cream, like Cool Whip,
You know what I mean?
right? With sliced peaches.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
That's what we
And
want.
cold.
And cold.
Because you know that
Not the
fruits
gummy
with the
vibe.
Cool Whip is cold when you out of the refrigerator and you
Correct.
cut it.
Yeah.
Right.
Or going off topic, a Jamaica fragrance.
Oh, what?
There is some
Jamaica?
different hibiscus fragrances,
Hibiscus.
but not like a puro, like Jamaica, like the
Yeah,
jugo.
there's a lot of
Jamaica.
hibiscus,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
No,
You
but
mean
like
like
a
a
But I
hibiscus?
get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I get
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying. Like the
Wait, but
actual,
what is Jamaica?
the juice.
Jamaica juice?
The
Yes, the
drink, the
Jamaica
red
juice.
drink, you have horchata and you have Jamaica.
Yes, with the clove and the cinnamon.
Oh,
My
yeah.
dad
Jamaica.
makes the best
I have
Jamaica.
no idea what's going on.
Shut up.
Literally, all the Nicaraguans were like,
Okay,
"You
so
win."
we're gonna need a competition between my grandma and your dad.
Oh,
What
okay.
you need to do is make that and then send it to Mr. Latafa
Okay.
so that he can replicate it into a fragrance.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Okay. Right now.
Some of the address, girl.
Just How do you guys feel that social media has changed the way people buy their fragrances?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, here in Dubai, we're in Dubai right now, and here in Dubai, something like TikTok Shop does not exist. But that doesn't mean that people don't buy their fragrances online now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How and when do you guys feel like you felt that shift happen?
When
Honestly,
the shift happened.
a few months ago, in a way, because I find myself going to TikTok to search for anything.
Right.
How to tie a tie. I go on TikTok because
like a
people
search
want to
engine.
see. Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
People want to see visuals.
I know.
It's so much more
Quick
easier.
visuals.
Quick visuals. It's so much more easier than going on Google and reading something. Why not just watch it in 30 seconds and you're good to go?
But
You
That's
know?
true.
But like also not just that, people connect to the influencer themselves and they trust the influencer.
It's true.
Right. And you also know what influencer has the same type of nose as you.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone perceives fragrances differently, fam. Let's just be honest. Right? So when they find an influencer that they know has led them right, like, okay, she liked this, so I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
They go and they purchase it. You know what I mean? So
agree.
it's all about that trust that you build with the audience.
That's
and
true.
then
That's a huge part
there
of
it goes. Like if Daniel says buy something, I'm just gonna buy it because it's Daniel said so. You know what I mean? Yeah, because I trust him.
No.
Yes, babe.
So no, it's an interesting point that you just made. That you feel a connection with an influencer, and you end up trusting that influencer when you somehow, whether through content or just trusting on a purchase, and then you do coincide in the same likes and the same taste. It's interesting, right? I have, for example, different influencers that I follow and I respect and I admire, but I go to her, for example, for anything tropical. Mango, tropical fruity.
It's very true.
Coconut,
Yeah.
summery, even citrusy, even manly, because her reviews on fragrances that are manly, she does some content with her dad, and I love to watch them both together.
I also
Those are
love
my
it. It's so
favorite
cute.
videos.
I love it.
I love it too, and even her mom gives her opinion on like I like this kind of integrity to the tropicalness, right, and manly fragrances, and then she has this feminine side to her too. That even if I don't necessarily want to wear a manly fragrance, that should tell you a lot. That doesn't mean that I don't want to educate myself or buy someone that I love.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
One of these fragrances, and I got to go to the source of someone that I trust who maybe has smelled it before. Right? Sugar, vanilla,
That's me.
gourmand, and even
That's
floral. I have my two girls.
That's
you know what I
me.
mean?
Yeah.
You do end up connecting with influencers on that route. And it's also not the influencer's fault if maybe one day or twice or three times it didn't coincide.
didn't.
Because
Yeah.
taste changes,
does.
taste evolves, and
Scent is
also
subjective.
scent is subjective.
I
the
love saying that.
magic words.
Yeah.
Scent
And I'm
is
going to be
subjective.
honest with you. Like, there have been times at the beginning of the year I loved a fragrance. At
Oh.
the end, I didn't, vice
Listen.
versa.
Oh my
So,
God.
Your
I
nose
can
changes.
never, our nose changes, it evolves. We were just talking
And
about
with the
this.
seasons as well, if you notice something you liked in summer, you're not gonna like
Yeah.
in
For
winter for
sure.
some reason. Like
So
It's
I
insane.
don't think, as far as influencers go, you can't hold people to the fire if you don't like something, you know?
Like I was obsessed with the pistachio craze, super obsessed. And then I got like really sick of it because there was just too many of them. But then Eclair Pistache came out and it was different to the rest of them and it brought my love back. Like, hello, now I'm back in action with the pistachio, but only that one.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because the pistachio to me has not been done right so many times.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or they're all trying to be one that did really well for a
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and they also still never, they don't
Which
get
is
it.
very common.
Yeah, no, I feel like we've gotten to a place where some brands have understood that Latafa, for example, is doing all this hard work to create new DNAs, new fragrances, new bottles, new concepts, packaging, fragrance, DNAs, longevity. They are the ones working their butts off. You know, there's other brands that work just as hard as well. But then you have the other brands that just ride that wave.
All eyes
Yeah.
on Lattafa.
Yeah.
All eyes on brands like Latafa. Latafa's
Yeah.
the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
How are you going to come out with a bottle that looks like berry on top in this whole Give Me Gourmand collection?
Gorgeous.
But then within 3 to 6 months,
Watch.
every other brand is
Yep.
now doing a cupcake bottle.
Yeah, it's a
or
fruit on top of
A
it.
Yep.
photorealistic, right? It looks like the fruit on top or something
Yeah.
It
drizzling.
looks like
or something.
ice cream or yeah.
They came out with the eclair, the original eclair,
Yeah.
right? And it looks like gold dripping down the bottle. And then all of a sudden, all these other brands started having whatever dripping down their bottles. And it's like, girl,
Not the dripping.
hire a creative director for goodness sake. Stop doing that. Because what happens is that then brands, not Lattafa, but brands end up coming to us, the influencers, and they want us to sell the same fragrance over
the
and over and
thing.
over and over.
Like it's
I can't.
draining.
Like-
it is
I
so
can't.
draining.
I know.
I have turned down so much money I'm just being frank, right? I have turned down so much money, so many opportunities because I'm not willing to sell another bougie marshmallow
I can't deal with the marshmallows anymore.
I was like,
can't.
can we say
or
it?
another
Oh my
Bianco
gosh.
latte.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't.
I just can't do it.
can't.
I beg. I just don't want another baccarat.
Girl.
I'm on my knees begging, please.
Girl.
Well, here's the
No
thing.
more.
This is where because people are like, why are you so upset? I don't know if this happens to you, but I get I get a
Yeah.
lot of the I don't want to say the word hate, but a lot of the people feeling safe enough to ask these crazy questions.
Feedback.
Right? Feedback. There
Feedback.
you go.
Feedback.
Keeping it classy, mama.
Thank you.
Classy.
Okay, I'm not that classy.
All right.
Okay. I get a lot of these random questions that are like, why do you love Latafa so much? They must be paying you.
Yeah.
Like, what? So I can't just love a fragrance house? I can't just be obsessed with the fragrance. Actually, that's why I became connected to Lattafa, because I was obsessed with their fragrances. Just like many other brands that are in my life that I'm connected to now and that I have friendships with. And
Yeah.
of course, I this is a job.
Yeah.
But that's not how this started. It started, I got to know them because I'm obsessed with their DNAs, right? It works
it a
on my
crime
pH.
to-
It's an investment for me because it's a smart investment because they work with my pH. I love what's going to come next from Latafa. What's going to come
Yeah,
next? What's
yeah.
going to come next?
The
You know,
suspense.
They keep you on your toes.
right.
We love the suspense.
do.
Oh, man. I don't know when this is going to air, but I just opened the new one up yesterday and I died. I died.
It smells amazing.
Is that what I smelled on you this
died.
morning?
We can't mention it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
It's so good.
We can't
I
mention
came
it.
in. I was like, sir.
She walked
Yeah.
into the room and we were having breakfast and coffee and all the things, and I had just sprayed it, and mama.
I'll say one word: intoxicating.
Clock that.
Yeah.
But this happens, right? Where you fall in love with the fragrance, and then all over again,
Yeah.
I fall in love with the whole brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just want to dive back into everything Latafa, like,
Yeah.
because I remember that feeling, that initial, oh my God, what is this?
What is this?
But that was the same feeling that I got last night as I did
Yeah.
when I got Cambra Kahawa.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I got the Friki Diki.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Mr. Latafa. I said Friki Diki.
But thanks to Lattafa, we can constantly relive that feeling.
Yeah.
Because of how often they're coming out with new.
Because
fragrances.
Latafa
Yeah.
never sleeps.
Yeah.
But it's also about maintaining the integrity. You can come out with 100 fragrances a year, but if each fragrance was not given the attention and the love and the respect that
Yeah.
that fragrance and bottle and perfumer and formula and marketing and everything behind it, then it's either going to get lost in the bunch or it's going to
Yeah.
be half,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, unnecessary.
Love it.
For anyone who wants to get into the fragrance, community and content and learning about what is the difference between a regular vanilla absolute and vanilla caviar, or there's so many, there's like 50 different types and forms
Madagascan
of vanilla.
vanilla.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Givaudan, for example, as well as other houses, there's ways to get your hands on just small little vials that will be just enough for you to smell just that one note and that one ingredient, so that
real.
you can immediately be able to I smell the
Identify.
You know what I
ambroxan.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Like
smell a
train
white
your
musk. I
nose.
smell a little sparkle. That must be
Yeah, yeah.
that
Yeah,
must be
yeah.
a champagne accord in there somewhere, right? There's ways to actually educate yourself to do that, and I love that all three of you just basically
Like,
said that.
legit,
I
that's
love
what I
that
wanna
you
do.
just
Like,
said that.
Honestly,
very
and I
good,
think
like-
we've all seen it on social media. Like,
Yeah.
there are people that are fragrance influencers that might not have the education. It's okay, we're all learning.
Yeah.
But they'll get angry and say, "Oh, this has these notes, but it smells like this." For example, this has tuberose. It smells like bubblegum. Well,
Well,
Actually,
Well,
did your research,
Well,
right?
yeah.
You would know that sometimes it can smell kind of bubblegummy.
Yeah, yeah,
Tuberose can.
yeah.
Very right.
So that's why I feel like educating ourselves
Very important.
beyond just smelling
Yeah.
the fragrances.
Yes.
is
Another
so
example,
important.
by the way. I love that she just said that example. You don't understand. My heart just went. Iris. I until I understood and I actually smelled different types of iris. I couldn't understand why anytime the predominant note would be claimed to be iris, but when I would smell it, it would smell like baby powder, like powdery,
Like
right?
Johnson
Yeah.
Johnson.
Like Johnson and Johnson babies, right?
Johnson and
But iris can also be very beautifully clean.
Yep.
But yes, Tuberose can read bubblegum. It can also read clean white floral.
Yep.
But
True.
I love tuberose.
Yeah.
Me too.
But iris can easily go into this powdery baby powder,
Yeah.
place if it's not balanced right, or maybe on purpose they use it to be a baby powder fragrance. I'm just not sure who wants to wear that. Yeah, no, that's interesting. Okay.
No, yeah. And I also feel like when people are watching content, they want to see that educational side too.
Yeah.
Because it depends what people want to see. People want to see, oh, it smells like a walk in the park. Or
Oh,
no,
yeah.
tell me straight up, what are the notes?
Yeah.
There's people that know, and there's other people that don't. It more so
I
the
like
new people that are
giving them
coming
Yeah,
into
some
like
people
the
don't
fragrance.
know about the notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the new people that are coming to fragrance, they want to they want you to describe it. What's the feeling that you get? Visuals.
It's crazy, because as an influencer, when you're trying to do the brand justice, right? They spent almost a year creating, because I don't know if you guys know this back at home, but to create this fragrance, it was not just, oh yeah, I have this idea.
Here
Let
we
me
go.
just,
Put it in a bottle.
you know what? I'm gonna make the bottle look like this with some stripes. And,
Yeah.
And kabragawa, put some coffee in there, and that's it. Let her just ride. No, this took anywhere between 9 months and 18 months.
Yeah.
One fragrance. So when Latafa is constantly launching 20 to 25 fragrances a year, believe me that those fragrances were being done 2 years
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
advance
Yeah.
before they land in our hand at our house or in any place able to be sold.
It goes through so
They're
much.
2 years ahead.
Yeah.
They're 2 years ahead.
And it makes you think, like, what do they have planned right now?
Exactly.
Right?
That's going to release in 2
Exactly.
years.
Yeah.
That's why I love going to the
Like, that's
factory.
crazy.
Yeah.
I love knowing what's coming next. Again, there's this weird narrative out there of niche is better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, than Arabic.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure why that was ever started,
Yeah.
because that is misinformation. There is no better. There is no less than. There's just differences of opinion. And what you love, I may not like.
Yeah.
And what I love, you may
may-
not
yeah.
like. Doesn't matter the price. Doesn't matter the ingredients. I don't even care what the packaging is. If it smells good to you, that's what needs to be important to you. My opinion cannot be the end all, say all, know all, right?
Yeah.
It's just my opinion. And our each individual pages is just that. It's our own individual
Yeah.
pages. It's just my opinion. But it's not okay for, there to be this weird,
Like,
if you're a niche lover, there's no way that you could ever say or admit that you love an
Yeah.
Arabic brand. Why
Yeah.
not?
You can
why
like both.
not?
Again,
Why not?
it
Why
falls
can't I like
back on
both?
the education, because we're talking about them being made in the same places,
Yeah. But I
using
mean,
the
like-
same ingredients.
And I mean, the other thing is there's like this narrative that the Middle Eastern, like, or the inspired by fragrances are fakes. So they're like,
No, they're
why are you-
inspired by.
they're inspired by,
because
right?
they all have like their own little twist too.
They do. But then it comes out as like, oh, but you're just using fake fragrances. Like, no. There's a big difference between inspired by.
Love that you just mentioned
We are
this,
And
right?
dibbling and dabbling today,
Let's
girl.
just be honest.
I know this conversation's going.
Sorry, fam.
So here's the thing. Another very important thing that you guys are talking about is fakes,
Yeah.
dupes, Arabic,
Yeah.
inspired by, and blends. These are very,
Very
different,
different.
things.
Very different.
A dupe is not a fake. And a dupe and a fake are not an inspired by. And an inspired by, fake, and a dupe are not a blend and a twist. A blend and a twist, you're pretty much in new fragrance territory. Because you took something that may have already existed
Yeah.
or some sort of DNA and you made it your own.
Yeah.
Literally made it your own.
Yep.
Right? So, for example, when a Latafa that you bought may remind you of something, what my suggestion would be, I don't know about you ladies, my suggestion is always the same thing. Buy the one that is reminding you of, buy the Latafa, and then put them side by side.
Yeah.
99.9% of the time, I have never found anything other than the fact that the Latafa always wins.
especially
Always.
with longevity.
First of all, it's not even supposed to be a competition.
I mean,
about
let's
this
just
design.
say it. Let's just say
The
it. It's
longevity,
the longevity
for me that Latafa gives my skin, the compliments,
you know,
the beast mode, as the
the beast
kids
mode.
say.
Yeah. Can I just mention something? So, for me, I always love fragrances. Always. I would wear like Versace, Paco Rabanne, all of that and everything. But sometimes I wasn't getting that longevity, like, you know.
Yeah.
And when I discovered Arab fragrance, I was like, okay, let me just try this. I saw it on social media. Let me try it. And it lasted so long.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why am I spending so much money on this when this is way cheaper and it's lasting way longer on me?
Exactly.
Like, I'm getting compliments. I can't smell myself, but everybody else like, who smells so good? And then apparently it's me. You know what I mean? So for me, Arabic fragrance is where it at. It's where it's at.
I feel like the price tag is like the bonus.
Of course.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
It's
you
the
could spend
bonus.
$200 on
Yeah.
one fragrance, or you could start a little collection.
For sure.
Get 5,
With
6, 7
$200.
fragrances.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we
get a
all
mixture.
come from something. There's a reason why everyone also needs to look for the affordable. You know, there's nothing embarrassing
Yeah,
about
that's the
it.
other thing.
It's just more accessible for someone.
Yeah.
And that's why I love now that Latafa is being more accessible in different stores in different parts of the world for everyone. 'Cause I feel like everyone needs that. You know, there always needs to be that other option. Name brand is amazing, but there always needs to be that other option.
It's allowing people to be more explorative as well. Because I think about the people that I know that just get designer fragrances, for example. They might have like 3. And they use like those same 3
3 for
fragrances
years.
for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Well, wait, I collected always, right? The one, Angel was.
Yeah.
I must have been about 12
Yeah.
years old, and I started buying Angel and Angel and Angel and Angel and Angel and Angel and Angel. And it was a time in the world where people had a signature scent.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
Signature scents
That's
don't
true.
really exist anymore because
There's so many.
there's so many
Want to
fragrances
smell
to
different
play
every
with.
day. You know?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we have the layering game.
Don't
Let's not
start
even
with the
start that one.
layering.
Because
Don't
now
get me
when you start
started.
layering, don't get me started. Yeah, because when you start layering things, Nebras Elixir with Cambra Kahawa.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
What? Have you done that yet? Because I need you to go do that.
So good.
Okay?
Tonic.
There is a fun, an enjoyment, something.
of course.
There's something to be said about
So
giving
fun.
yourself the personal me, I love me, my self-love moment of choosing my fragrance line, layering for the day. And this woman, I can't with her.
Girl?
Literally a moment ago we were filming behind the scenes and I'm like, girl, what do you smell like?
And it's the most different. She's like, oh, this from this and this from this. I'm like, huh?
peach oil with a caramel, I don't know why. And then I topped it with a tobacco, I don't know why.
Like,
What?
no one's going to smell like
I
you,
love
though.
to play
That's the
around
thing.
with it.
Well, but that's
no
the
one's
thing
going to
about
smell
layering.
you.
That's
So
the
good to
beauty
get
of it.
complimented on too.
Oh,
Like your
my
own
gosh.
blend you get complimented on,
does.
and you're like, what are you wearing? Oh,
I
you
love
have a
that
pen and
vision.
paper.
Yeah.
Do
know?
you have a pen and paper? How much time
Yeah.
you
How
got?
much time, Mama?
Listen, if it's me, I'm pulling it out my bag because you know I got it all in my
Yeah,
bag.
yeah.
I don't play. I do not play.
Yeah.
But yes, I think it's important that people, just like we build a fashion wardrobe,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
have 3-4 pieces of clothing in our closet.
Exactly.
Right? We need a scent wardrobe as well.
Yep.
And you can only
I love that
imagine.
scent
that.
wardrobe.
Sorry.
Scent wardrobe.
I think we need to trademark that immediately.
Let's go back.
Yes, we need a scent
Oh
wardrobe.
my God.
Ooh.
Brianna, Pursuit of Perfume, hashtag
Scent
scent
wardrobe.
closet.
Scent closet.
Scent wardrobe.
Scent wardrobe.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scent
wardrobe.
Like, how boring would it be if we just wore the same pieces of clothing like every 3 or 4 days?
So boring.
I feel the same way about fragrance.
Brilliant.
I do. I genuinely do. And I think we can all agree to the fact that scent is very therapeutic.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And for me, that's a huge part
Sure.
of why I even got into collecting or even started making videos of how therapeutic it was for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that in life, there's a lot of circumstances that we have that we cannot change. And maybe even throughout our day, there's certain things that happen that we can't change
Or
Yeah.
control.
Or
right.
or
Control, yeah.
control. But you can wake up every day and control how good you smell.
Yeah.
True.
And it's such a small part of the day, but it means so much.
Mm-hmm.
Also, multiple parts of the day because we've got the morning scent of the day,
girl.
we've got the evening. You know what I mean?
They're going to sleep.
You know the bedtime one. You're like,
Absolutely.
hello.
Right. No, and then do I don't know. I find myself choosing 1 or 2 fragrances for the first half of my day, And then when I go to choose something for the second half of the day, I make sure
different.
that it still works with
It
the
works
first
with-
two
yes,
or
yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the night, if I'm feeling a little frisky, a little risque,
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'll choose another layering, that still goes with the first ones.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm crazy. I've got
No.
problems.
Ain't we all?
I think more people do it than you think.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I had to learn it from somewhere.
If not, they're gonna
Perfume
start doing
Talk-
it.
Yeah, no, listen, Perfume Talk completely changed the way that I look at perfume, the way that I look at scent, the way that I look at my choices of fragrance.
Yep.
There are so many talented people out there that have understood the science, because it is a science. I mean, kind of trial and error, but there's a science behind finding the right layering combo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Again, half the things that Brianna chooses to layer together, I'm like, I would have never paired those three together. But somehow when you give her a hug and she smells divine. I don't
so
know
good.
how.
It's always
Question.
fruity.
Okay. When I go into my fragrance room, when I it's weird, but when I look at everything, I can smell it, and that
Oh, no.
helps me.
Same.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
same.
So that's how I come up with my combinations. Like with my eyes, I'm looking around, and the smells are popping out, and that's why I'm like, okay, you.
Yeah.
Right, nuclear.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we say, right? Isn't there the saying of photographic memory?
Photographic nose.
Would that be a thing? I've never
let's
come
make
up
it
with
a
the term, but
thing.
right. There has to be
make
a
it a
way to
thing.
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I look at the bottle and I know what it smells like.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
for
fact,
sure.
I look at the bottle and I can even tell you most of the notes.
There's
Yeah.
definitely a
Right?
word for this.
What?
There's definitely a word for it. I'm just.
There's definitely a word for it.
If not,
We could probably
You'll
ask
create one.
One of the actual professional, behind the
Yeah.
camera. But we'll ask off camera. We'll get back to you on a post. When we
Yeah.
want to post this.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Yeah.
Right.
In the comments. Yeah.
Right. Hashtag whatever that is.
Hashtag what we were saying.
I think there's something to be said for levels of gratitude also for fragrance in my life personally. Being in recovery and needing something to get me out of my own head, fragrance has become, as you said, therapeutic, but it's a positive trigger, right? It kind of takes me out of a negative space very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah. Same.
Very
It's a
quickly.
form of therapy.
I feel
Yes.
that on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever find yourselves like just literally
I do.
going to your fragrance room or your fragrance space and just doing,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or whatever's in your purse or your bag or
Yes.
near you? Literally, right?
Literally.
Our brother Steven, I've literally caught that man doing that at all hours of the night. He literally, I've seen him do this just,
Yeah. Oh, we see it on the lives.
Right?
He's just like sitting down.
Aromatherapy.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you took the
Aromatherapy.
words out of my mouth.
There we go.
Literally aromatherapy.
Yeah.
There's no difference. Scent is scent, right? And using fragrance as a tool to heal yourself, right? Or heal myself has been one of the greatest gifts in the world. I could never have planned on, but I would not change a bit.
Yep.
I would not change a bit.
But I mean, fragrance is also linked to memories as well.
Oh yeah.
Like hectically, like for me, Brûlant. Whenever I spray Brûlant, if I'm sad or anxious or whatever, and I spray Brûlant, it's like you're next to me.
Yeah.
Because the first night I sniffed
love
it,
you,
you
my friend.
spritzed it like right next to me and you sprayed it on yourself. And it's like, Daniel is here.
Literally.
Brûlant. Here we go. You know? So it
Truly.
links you to a memory. Like, I mean, sometimes it might be negative memories, you know? Maybe you were wearing a certain fragrance at a certain job or a certain event and something happened there and you don't want to smell that again. Because when you smell it, it takes you back.
Oh, listen, I
Or,
know we all had
you know?
a first date with somebody.
You
or
know what I
somebody
mean?
in your school or something that
You
smelled
know?
like, I don't know, Dracar, and there was a problem. You can't
yeah.
even smell it again. Can't do it.
Exactly.
We all have that experience, right? And anytime somebody walks by you and they smell like it, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
takes you back instantly.
right.
I love that.
Well, they say that our sense of smell is the strongest sense we have.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
There it is.
That's what they say.
You learn something new every day.
Every day.
I ain't Bill Nye the Science Guy, but
Yeah.
that is what they say.
Preach, girl. Preach.
Not Bill Nye.
I love me some Bill Nye.
Hardest question I'm going to ask you, ladies.
Ooh, I'm having heart
Are you ready?
palpitations.
Hold on.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Popping the knuckles now.
Okay.
girl.
We're getting ready.
Oh, you want to pop the neck?
Okay.
What is your ultimate favorite Latafa?
Who's
Choose
going first?
one.
That's so
Who's on?
hard to choose.
Oh gosh.
I'll wait.
One.
This actually, I can answer this one easily. I can answer this one easily. And I have to thank Lattafa for this fragrance. I fell so madly in love with it when I first smelled it. And it came out this year.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
Dura by Lattafa. We did a live releasing it.
Amazing.
And Lattafa was even surprised at how much that one sold.
Yeah.
And you pair that with Habik. It's peach, peony, osmanthus. It's heaven. And you pair it with Habik. It's my favorite Lattafa layering combination.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous. It's shaped like a persimmon, and it looks like it's a carriage. It has
I'm
this
sorry, it's shaped like a what?
a persimmon,
Wow.
What
yeah,
in the
big
heck
word.
is a
Fruit.
persimmon?
a fruit, and it has these like
I'm lost.
golden
Stupid.
legs.
Yeah.
Looks like a carriage, and the way it opens up is so majestic. Yeah, literally, like that will always be my favorite Lattafa fragrance.
I always
don't think
associate
it can
that
be
with
beat.
you.
Yes,
Nice.
Dura is my baby. I always say that. Dura is my baby.
Mine also came out this year, girl. Nebra's Elixir.
Ah.
I love a good milky, sweet lactonic. And what I love about Nebras is it's not too overpowering where you can layer it so easily with so many different fragrances. It's so versatile and it's so good. I've never smelled a milky, sweet fragrance like that one. Like they really hit the nail on that.
Do you know that when we got to Singapore and we smelled that before it was even a thought, we did this thing, we did a trip with Latafa, and at Jivudon, they had us smell 2 different ideas that they were cooking, right? And one of them was, and it was originally called Milky Pop.
You see, I get that.
It was originally called Milky Pop. Again, I don't know if this can be left in the episode. He'll decide. But Milky Pop was the original little sample that they gave the influencers that went on this trip with Latafa to Singapore.
Yeah.
And I remember they had us choose our favorites. First of all, they were both incredible. But there was something about that fragrance, Milky Pop, that later became Nebra's Elixir.
It's so good. I always say it's like a glass of milk mixed with sugar. I used to drink that when I was a baby.
Oh my God.
It's a
Not
glass
milk
of
and
sugar
sugar.
mixed with
Mixed
sugar.
with
And it's
sugar.
a
That's
all it is.
classy gourmand.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So
I also I
good.
felt when I smelled it, I said that fragrance is timeless. People are going to
It
be
is.
wearing it for years to come.
Oh, I agree. There's some sort of almost like a skin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I
Skin
mean?
scent type of
Yeah,
vibe
yeah,
Oh
going
my
on,
God!
yeah?
3 hours after putting Nebra's Elixir on your skin, it is even better than when you first put it on. 5 hours later, it becomes like that.
Gorgeous.
I can't say this is a PG-13.
Stop.
Okay. Anyway, what's your favorite?
Favorite of all time. Petra.
I love Pamela Rum.
She had to be mentioned. I mean,
You
come
better work.
on. Come on.
You better work.
Petra with that rummy yumminess.
You
praline.
better
And
work.
listen, and the projection on that fragrance.
Petra projects.
She is lethal.
Listen,
Petra projects.
I know she ain't for everyone, but she for me.
She's certainly for
Oh,
the Shama mama.
She's for me. She's for me.
And that bottle is gorgeous.
That bottle,
Amazing.
I can't. That bottle is stunning.
Now we need a collection
That
with
is a
like different
beautiful
versions of that
fragrance.
bottle.
Beautiful.
Latafa. Anyways.
Mr.
Did I
Latafa
take your
back
favorite,
there.
Danielle?
Yeah, I need him to create a flanker of that. I need him to create a flanker of Petra, but not tuberose and rum and coconut. I need him to do a gardenia coconut and rum.
Yes.
Oh.
And the crowd goes
Creative
wild.
director, Renee, you're welcome. Thank
I'm
you.
here for it.
I'll take 25%. You're welcome.
Here we go.
You.
No, for real. I think it is very difficult. I mean, you guys are super brave. You guys already knew your answers. I forgot that I had to actually prepare one myself.
I was definitely looking at you like, don't think you're
Yeah.
getting out of this, mister.
I was not gonna give
Yeah,
one.
Your turn.
I will say the one that I think is the most obvious, right? I
Yeah.
think Kamra Kahawa, no matter what, will always be in my life. It was the first big love that I have had since 1992 and Mugler Angel. Since 1992, I was 10. You can do the math. I'm 43. I was 10 years old when Angel Mugler came into my life, and it changed me forever. And then Kamra Kahawa came into my life and changed me forever. I will never be without bottles. Bottles, not just one bottle.
You gotta have
bottles.
backups for the backups.
And believe me, I have plenty because I will never be without Cambra Kahawa in my life. It works with my pH. I get the compliments. I smell it hours after applying it, and that it's difficult to not get nose blindness with a fragrance, right? You can love a fragrance, but then after an hour, it's not that people don't smell you.
Like
it's not
you
that it's
don't
not
smell
doing
you.
its job, but you become nose blind to certain fragrances, right? Depending on the amounts of Isoi Super and Embroxid and all the. It just depends on your nose and what. I literally can just and smell it. And I love that about fragrances. That it's very rare on me for something to be able to do that. And I've also been able to create memories on Cambra Kahawa with that on me. And I love every single memory that I have with Cambra Kahawa. So now it's at a point where even if it's not something that I wear every day anymore, when I do smell it or smell it on someone or I do decide to wear it, it's an instant like, I'm going to have a beautiful day because it just puts me in this beautiful place. Right.
Yeah.
Because memories are attached to fragrance, right? Good and bad.
100%. Yeah.
But Cambra Kahawa in a few years, it's probably going to create tears because it's changed my life so drastically.
Yeah.
Right? But Petra was like right there.
I
Petra's
know.
right there, mama. Petra's right there.
Yeah.
Petra's right there. Petra's my girl.
Mama.
She's my girl too, mama.
Mama.
And again, certain fragrances, just because something may not be for you does not mean it's not for someone else.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly.
Clock that one.
You guys, as your brother, as your friend, I could not be prouder of the three of you. And I could not be prouder to call you my friends and my family. Thank you for being with us today.
Stop.
I love you guys. Don't cry, girl.
Stop.
Listen.
do
Like,
it.
hello,
I want to say thank you to Café Lattafa, to Latafa Perfumes, to Givaudan, to IFF, to everybody watching. Thank you for letting me be a part of this with you. Thank you, ladies, so much for your honesty and your transparency.
Thank
Thank
for
you,
having me.
Daniel.
I'm honored and grateful. Love
Very
you too.
grateful.
So honored.
Thank you, Latafa.
Love you, Latafa.
Thank you, Latafa.
Love you, girl.
Clock it!
Clock it.